Hello everyone, this is Somni Rosae, the sleeps of the rose. Welcome to my ASMR channel. Wherever you are, I hope that you are doing well. Today's video is about the ASMR tag, which includes 25 questions, and it was originated by GB ASMR, and I was tagged on Instagram by the lovely the ASMR, land of ASMR, and I am up to the challenge. But before I answer the 25 questions, you and I need to be a little bit more relaxed, because when we are in a more tranquil state, we are able to feel those tingles even better. So let's give it a try by just pausing for a moment. Let your mind just declutter. Just be in the present moment and be aware of your breathing. Be aware of how you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Be aware of the rhythm. Any areas of your body where you feel that there's tension, acknowledge it and let it go. And just continue again. Be aware of your breathing. And so I think that we are ready to begin. Let's see. Question number 1. When was the first time you experienced ASMR? I know that it was before I turned 6 years old, because I was living in the US when I had my first ASMR experience, and I left the US at the age of 6. I might have been 5 years old on my way to turning 6. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that it was before then. So it could have been at the age of 4, 5, or even 6. And it was triggered by Louise McNamara's voice, and she hosted the show All About You, which was a children's science show. It was wonderful and very memorable. So yes, it was before the age of 6 while watching TV. Question 2. When was the first time you watched ASMR on YouTube? Again, this is another one that I remember vividly because I had just moved into my new place and it was in the summertime in 2012. And I remember it was a very warm evening. I couldn't sleep. I had had a very stressful day and I just could not relax. And so I went online looking for makeup videos, something that had to do with pampering. And I took a gander and typed the words relax makeup. And that's when Gentle Whispering's makeup video came up, which I will leave in the description box. And so yes, that was the first ASMR video I watched on YouTube. What's your favorite unintentional ASMR video? It's usually documentaries, especially by the BBC, because they tend to be very slow-paced. They have a very soft voice, and I find that a lot of their documentaries, they don't use loud voices or loud music. It's a different tempo, and I find that it creates a relaxing environment, an educational one nevertheless. And anything that is educational helps me to slow down and pay attention, but in a non-alert way. It's more or less like, let me tell you a story kind of thing. So that's for video. When it comes to other unintentional ASMR materials, it's usually podcasts, and I have two that I recommend. One, it has to do with skincare, which I know many of you really like, and that is Skincare Talk Radio. And the other podcast is in Spanish. So for any of you who are interested, the show is called Night of the Fireflies. That's the translation. And I'll leave those links in the description box. The two people that run those podcasts have very soothing voices, very tranquil, and their material is very interesting. And I think that you would enjoy it as well. Name the last 5 ASMR artists that you watched. Okay, I'm gonna go to my history and let's see, what did I watch? One, let's see, 2, just going through it, just scrolling. And while I scroll, just continue to inhale and exhale deeply. And here are the 5. Let's go through it. So, ASMR Circus of Tingles by Visual Sounds. Chibi ASMR, the ASMR Tag 25 Question Challenge. The ASMR Tag by Tara, the ASMR. Because I had been tagged, I needed to find out what the challenge was about. So I was busy doing some research. And then there's the ASMR Whisper Vincent Van Gogh by Adam ASMR. That's 3. 4. The Candyman Part 3 by Ephemeral Rift. 5. ASMR Roleplay, the Mustache Boutique Roleplay by Jelly Bean Green. So those are my 5 recent videos that I watched. And again, I'll leave those in the description box so that you can check them out. Alright, now I'm going back to the list of questions. What is your favorite ASMR trigger to listen to? The voice. I respond really well to people's voices. My number one ASMR trigger in real life is touch. So when I'm getting my hair done, or if I'm visiting the optometrist and I'm getting my eyes checked, those are the strongest tingles I have ever felt. And so the second trigger in real life is the voice. And so in the digital world, because there's no such thing as touch, well, at this point, you never know with technology. But for now, it is the voice. I respond really well to people's voice, either positively or negatively. Goes both ways. So when it says do it, it really depends on the voice. I also respond well to accents. I really like accents that really, I don't know, they create these sounds where they enunciate the words. It's hard for me to do. I'm not really good at mimicking accents, especially in English. I like anything from the United Kingdom. I like Irish accents, Australian, New Zealand, Southern accents from the United States, especially during story time when they're telling scary gothic type stories and they're using a southern accent. It creates all these tingles, and I think it's because it's very different to my accent. So I would do the accent, but it's not gonna be accurate, so I don't want to butcher anyone's culture, so I will skip that. Alright, do you use ASMR to relax or fall asleep? Yes, and yes, all the time. To relax, I'll listen to podcasts. To fall asleep, I'll listen to ASMR, or vice versa. And I use them all the time. What is your bedtime routine? I don't have one because I am a night owl. It's really difficult for me to fall asleep during the night unless I've been really busy all day, that sort of thing. And I am physically tired and it's easier to fall asleep. But in the morning, I'm basically in autopilot mode. I am awake, but I'm not awake. And as soon as the sun sets, my mind wakes up with ideas and lots of energy. I become alive, pretty much. I am truly a night owl. And so this is the reason why I don't have a night routine, because I have to try different things to fall asleep. One thing I do use in the middle of the night or even before I have to fall asleep is my laptop and my smartphone. They both have to have the red light on. It's an app, or I think it's called Night Light. It's a red color. It's known in different names: red light, night mode. It all depends on the app that you are using. My laptop, because it's relatively new, it has the night mode feature available. And so what I do is I turn it on so that the blue light does not repress the production of this, forget how to pronounce it, but I am going to leave it right here. So that the blue light suppresses the production, and that prevents you from falling asleep because it makes your mind think that it is daylight and that you need to be awake. Whereas if you use the red light or orange, because there's different grades of red, orange that you can choose, so that does not prevent that production. And so you're able to fall asleep a lot easier. And I have found that it has somewhat helped me, not somewhat, it has helped me a lot. So that is something that I highly recommend that you try out, in case you're one of those people who like to use their hardware, to fall asleep watching a movie or your favorite TV program and so forth. If you try it, let me know how it works for you. What is your favorite trigger to do? Do it. Again, it's the voice. I love to read bedtime stories. So just to be into the story and just read it and use my voice as a tool, I really enjoy that. In terms of ASMR, in terms of videos, I would say is the role plays. So anything where I am pampering the viewer. For example, let's pretend that I have a makeup brush and I'm just applying your makeup. Or if it's a spa role play, just applying the best facial oil for your skin, which is rejuvenating and nourishing and healing, and it beautifies. So that sort of thing I really enjoy. What is your least favorite trigger to do? I don't do it. I have a rule about the content that I create. I don't use triggers that I don't like. Number one, chewing. Chewing with your mouth open and watching people chew their food with their mouth open actually triggers my misophonia. It is highly, highly unpleasant. I just cannot. I don't mind when people chew quietly with their mouth closed. For example, the video that I mentioned previously from Ephemeral Rift, the candy man. He chews candy, but it's very fast, it's very soft, and he does it in a way that it's not unpleasant. But to see people with their mouth opening and just eating food and that close-up and the sound, it's really unpleasant. In real life, I've asked people not to do that around me. And some of them, they don't understand. They think that I am strange. When I go to meetings or conferences and they have food, I've stopped, like I'll be eating, but the moment I start to talk to somebody, I stop eating. Because I just think it's rude to talk with your mouth full and you're trying to network with people. It's not a pretty sight. And I think that there has to be a balance when you're meeting people and there's food involved, because you're trying to get to know them and at the same time you're eating food. It can be a really uncomfortable situation. I am speaking from my own personal experience. There are certain mouth sounds that I don't mind. For example, kissing sounds. I like kissing sounds for ASMR videos. I think the reason that it doesn't bother me is because culturally, if you didn't know already, I am Latin American, and we're very affectionate people. We're very warm. And if you go to Latin America, don't be surprised if people kiss you when they meet you, when they say hello. In certain countries in South America, you get 2 kisses. In El Salvador, where I am from, you get 1 kiss. You get a handshake, sometimes a hug. Again, it's just part of the culture. So for me, that kissing sound has been a pleasant experience. I know that in certain cultures, for example, here in Canada, where I live, that is inappropriate. I don't kiss anyone here in Canada because, again, that is not the culture. But when I'm around Latin Americans, or I visit El Salvador, it's a completely different experience. My body language is very different. So I don't mind kissing sounds. And as a matter of fact, I have produced content where I use those sounds. But it's because to me, it is a pleasant experience. So if there's a trigger that I do not like, even if you request it, I am deeply sorry, but I will not do it, because that is my rule. I would like to create content that I myself would like to see. It's okay to try something new, and I have done that. And again, when I try new techniques, when I'm editing the video, if I find that that trigger is relaxing me, then I upload the video. Because again, that relaxation is my guideline telling me that, okay, this trigger might work. And it's only until the video is live that when I get your feedback, that it confirms it 100%, its effectiveness. So I am so sorry, but I will not do the chewing sound. How long does it take to make a video? It's a very long time. The ones where I'm just talking or answering questions and I am only using one camera, the setup time can take a lot longer than the video, because you see, I don't have a designated room where I record. I know I call my room the pink room, but it's a small area in my apartment. it's not exactly a room. Like, let's say you have a 3-bedroom apartment and one room is your studio. No, it's more like the corner of your home. I don't leave my equipment out. I always have to put it away and bring it back out before recording a video. So the setup time, depending on the difficulty of the video, can take a long time. If I am using 2 cameras, which I tend to do a lot, the setup time can be maybe, I would say, 2 hours, because I am manipulating the lights, because it has to be the same for both cameras, the ceiling and the one facing me. And I have to figure out where the microphone will be positioned. And it's all technicalities. So it's the setup time that takes longer. And the recording, sometimes it can take maybe about 2 to 3 hours, if not more. And that's because, for various reasons. One, I live in a noisy neighborhood, and so whenever there's a lot of traffic, even though I try to record during quiet hours, sometimes a few cars will go by unexpectedly and I have to wait. And so those constant pauses, it's what makes me take longer to record a video. I remember when I went to YouTube Space in Toronto, I booked their studio for 4 hours, and I didn't even use the full 4 hours because the setup time took about 30 minutes, and then the recording, because there were no interruptions, everything was absolutely quiet, it only took an hour. And then I left. And so then I realized, if I had my dream studio at home, it would take me half the time to record a video. And the editing takes a lot longer. The other reason why it takes long for me to record videos is because sometimes the one video, I'll make it in 2 languages. So it'll be the English and then Spanish version. So if it's a long video, like 40 to 1 hour, I am recording that video again. So that's 2 hours, give or take. The more interruptions there are, the longer it is. And so when I'm editing my videos, which I usually do at night, I give myself 1 hour every night so that I don't spend too much time in front of the laptop. And so that's why it takes, for me, a long time to produce one video. Have you ever gotten tingles from your own videos? No. However, I do feel relaxed when I am editing my work. And that, to me, is a hint that I am doing okay. There are videos that I have recorded that I never uploaded because when I was editing them, I did not feel relaxed. And so I knew right there that video would not work. I could be right, I could be wrong. But because I can't feel tingles with my own work, I use that feeling of relaxation as a guideline, as a way of measuring whether or not I am on the right track. Do you watch your own videos? when I'm editing them, yes. And then when I upload them, I watch them again just to make sure, to see if there's anything I missed or something has changed. Because sometimes there could be a glitch when you upload a video. Doesn't happen too often, it's rare, but I watch it just to be sure. And it's also to check that the cards that I insert in my videos, as well as the end cards at the end of the video, I check those to make sure they are working. So those are the times that I watch my videos. What software do you use to edit? Adobe Premiere Pro. What time of day do you film? Anytime, as long as it's quiet. So it can be in the middle of the night. It could be at 5 o'clock in the morning. It could be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's raining. So when it rains or it snows, there are less people outside making noise, and there are less cars out there too. So I take advantage of that. And this is the reason why a lot of my videos have rain sounds, because you can hear it in the background, but then I added it as a layer, so it's just part of the video. Next question. What is your favorite video that you've made? All of them. I can't say I have a favorite. They're all my babies in different ways. For example, one video, I could like it a lot because from a technical point of view, I learned something and I made it possible. For example, the 2-camera angle videos. The first one I ever made, I was so proud of myself because I made it the way that I had in mind. I was able to bring that vision to life. Then there are others that I like because it could be the sound quality. I'm very proud of the sound. So each one has been a learning experience, and each one I like for different reasons. Have one of your videos had an unexpected negative fan reaction? Yes. 2 of them. One, this had to do with the sound. And this was in the beginning of my YouTube creation. I had been editing this video, and again, this is when I was learning. I was very hesitant to upload it because of the sound, but then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, maybe it's just me. And I ended up uploading it, and then I took it down within an hour because I received so many complaints. I ended up deleting the video. Never again. And then there was another video. I didn't think it would get that kind of negative attention. I won't say which one because it's still up. The feedback that I received on the second video was a lot of constructive criticism. And so I said, okay, all right, I've heard you loud and clear, and it won't happen again. It won't. What video of yours do you think didn't get the love it deserved? All my guided visualizations, and as well as some of the stories that I have written. Those ones have the least amount of views. When I say the least, is because I am comparing it to my top videos. GB, if you're watching this, thank you for asking that question. Because the thing is about creating YouTube content is that there are videos that you put your heart and soul into, and you just don't know how people are going to receive it. It can do really well or not at all. And then there are other videos where you rush it, you put it together, and it's the one with the most views. Why? I don't know. It's a mystery. So all my stories that I've written and the guided visualizations, those ones I wrote myself. And they don't have that many views. I'm just being very dramatic. Alright, let's see. Next question. What's something the audience doesn't know about the behind the scenes of your channel? Well, let's see how this goes. I am getting personal now. I swear a lot when cars go by, and the sound of cars triggers my misophonia. And so there's this specific sound that these cars make that just completely aggravates me. And so I'll be swearing. I have to release that tension, that reaction, because if I don't, then I'm not in a relaxed state. And I find that I am very happy with the content that I produce when I am relaxed. Somehow I think that it transcends through the camera. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just me that thinks this. But yes, every time a bike or someone has souped their car, I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure. A lot of these drivers don't know what a muffler is, and so they make these loud sounds. And I've complained about this before to other people in real life, and I know that there are car aficionados and they take this very personally. But I just wish that they could understand the noise pollution that it creates. Back in the day, it didn't bother me that much because it was only one car here and there, and it would bother me, but not as much. But it has increased. Like, a lot of people are doing this. They're driving these vehicles, and it just has made me more sensitive to it. And so I'm going to stop talking about this because it's a subject that really upsets me. So let's go back and talk about nice things. Okay. What's the most absurd request you received from a fan? Well, I've received some rude requests, and it's from people who are asking me to do very inappropriate things in front of the camera. And I get these emails, and sometimes I wonder, are they trolling? Are they being serious? It's like sometimes I don't know, and it really doesn't matter like where this question is coming from. But yeah, I have received some requests. I won't say what they are because they are very rude, very inappropriate. Do your family and friends know you make ASMR videos? Family, yes, they know. And friends, I would say for the most part, a lot of them do. But yeah, definitely my inner circle of friends, they know. Absolutely. It took some time to tell them, because the moment I learned about ASMR, I didn't realize up to that point that not everybody experiences ASMR. So it's something that I really didn't talk about because I thought everyone had it. So it wasn't until I saw these videos that I realized that we are a unique bunch. Have you ever been recognized in public? Yes. Yes, I have. And it was a really sweet experience because it was at a cafe, or a really small, it's not exactly a restaurant, a diner, something like that. It's really small and quaint. And the reason I like going there is because the environment is very relaxing. So I had been there a few times before being recognized, and it really caught me off guard. And because I look very different I would say, in real life than I do in the camera. I think I do. And so I was there ordering my food, and I was asked if I make ASMR videos. And I was really taken aback, and I'm like, yes, I do. And my friends happened to be there. And I am such a chicken sometimes, because I felt so caught off guard that I started calling my friends, come here, you guys, for moral support. It's so silly. I was really humbled, and and I said, oh, thank you. And this person told me how much the videos have helped, and of course I'm feeling smaller and smaller because it's a really humbling experience. I feel the opposite. I don't feel that my ego is growing. It's the opposite, because when I make a video, I really don't know where it's going to go, how it's going to affect people. The hope is that it will help people, but you never know to what extent. So when people say these things to you in person, you feel, or at least I do, I feel their energy, and I feel the sincerity behind their words. And so that is very humbling. And the other reason I call my friends is because I want to share this with them. It's like, hey guys, look. It's like sharing this positive energy with everybody. I strongly believe that when you share this energy, this positivity, it helps other people. Perhaps one day I'll be more eloquent in explaining it. But for now, that's all I can say. It's spreading that positivity to help other people. Okay, so let's see. What inspires your video ideas? Everything. Anything. It could be a song. It could be my own ASMR experiences from childhood, or even from a recent exchange. For example, I could have been at a store, and that gives me an idea because I feel the tingles. And so I say to myself, this would be a wonderful video. It is also the conversation with my followers. Sometimes some of the comments will be talking about something, and then that gives me an idea. And sometimes it's a request from you. So it's from everywhere, really. Sometimes I do experience writer's block, just to put it that way, where I can't think of something. And when that happens, I just have to step away and do a completely different activity. For example, instead of walking in the usual neighborhood, try a different neighborhood, just so that I can get a fresh perspective, see different things, smell different things, taste different things, feel different things, and hoping that it revives my brain and that I am able to get new ideas. And sometimes it's dreams. Sometimes I get ideas from that. Let's see. Where do you find yourself spending the most time online? Netflix. I am a Netflix addict. Big time. And then it's YouTube, followed by Instagram. What advice would you give someone who wanted to make their own ASMR content? Number one, from a technical point of view, start with whatever equipment you have handy. There's no need to spend money on expensive equipment. You can do that later as your channel grows. Why? Because you will be developing your own style. Why are you going to spend a lot of money on a camera to have this specific video look when maybe your audience doesn't like that? Maybe they want to see a different look that you can only get by using perhaps a smartphone or a cheaper camera, because different cameras, different lighting create a different video style. And so you need a little more time to nurture your skills, nurture your talent, and nurture your name, what kind of ASMR content you want to create. So if you feel that you need a better microphone, then you can purchase that when you're ready, when you feel that, okay, I am ready for the next step. From an emotional point of view, I would say to have tough skin, because there are people out there who might pick on your content and that sort of thing. So you need to have tough skin. And that goes with anything when it comes to social media. And then from a creativity point of view, I would recommend that you get a notebook. Again, this is if it's something that works for you. Get a notebook and jot down all the ideas you have for a video. Even if it sounds outrageous or you feel that, nah, this video, I don't think it would be good, just leave it there on the notebook. Let it marinate. Give it time, because that idea could turn into something else. That idea that you write down is just a seed, and it's only the beginning. So those are the three advices. So from a technical point of view, from a emotional point of view, and then 3, that creativity. Start small, baby steps, and most of all, the most important one, do it because you love it. Because when you love something, you get so much inspiration. It really is amazing. I guess the other advice I would say is, when you upload the content, let me see if I can phrase it this way. I remember a long time ago, somebody told me, when you write an email, before you click send, imagine that email on the cover of a famous magazine or a newspaper. How would you feel? Would you feel indifferent? If you would feel embarrassed, then don't send that email. Take a pause and then come back later and rewrite it. I feel the same way when it comes to ASMR content. We may not be able to predict how the video is going to do once it goes live, but when you are proud of it, no matter how low quality it is or the high quality, it doesn't matter. If you are happy with your work, then nothing else matters. If you can envision that video being talked about on the news, would you feel okay? Would you feel proud? So think about those things before uploading the video, because when you are proud of your work, no matter the quality behind it, when you are proud of it, it gives you that confidence. So if someone else sees it and they say, oh, I saw that video of yours, I think it's not going to bother you because you are proud of the work that you create. If you don't feel satisfied with the video, then I would suggest that you take some time, pause, walk away, and then come back to it and see it with a fresh perspective. I hope that helps. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. I hope that you are feeling a little bit relaxed, maybe a little bit entertained. And remember, before going to sleep, remove your makeup and moisturize. So